If you scroll through the YouTube movie page right now, amongst a bunch of films that you would have seen in the bargain DVD bin at Walmart back in the day, you'll also find some real gems on there. The site is constantly updating with new movie options, so a lot of times they have some really good classics on there and even very recently released movies. So today I want to randomly select a free movie on YouTube to watch and review. So without further ado, let's go back to me picking the movie. Alright, so how I'm gonna do this is I created a random wheel with all the genres that the YouTube movie page has. And after I pick a genre, I'm going to randomly generate a number between 1 and 50. And that's however many movies I'm going to scroll down that genre to pick the movie. So I do have the wheel right here. I'm going to go ahead. All right. So we got the romance genre. We were super close to horror, so I'm only a little upset, but romance, that's gonna be fun. So now let's go to the generator. Okay, cool. So the third movie in the romance genre that we see, that is going to be the one that I watched today. Romance, and we're gonna go to the third movie there, which is While You Were Sleeping. So this will be really fun actually. This is a movie that I have seen before, but it's been a really long time. And there's gonna be a lot to talk about with this one, I can tell already. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch this, get a little refresher on it, and then I will get back to you. While I was editing this, I checked, and While You Were Sleeping is no longer free on YouTube at the moment. Movies do constantly rotate on there, so it's hard to tell when they're going to be taken off the free page. So the film that I picked was While You Were Sleeping, which is from 1995, and it's starring Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman. And I have seen this film before, as I mentioned, but rewatching this was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. So this is a very textbook rom-com, and that is not just because it stars Sandra Bullock, but you know, it has a classic kind of situation that would not fly today. Also, a beautiful woman who thinks she's average with a completely average man. Oh, it does also take place right around Christmas time for that extra little feel good. I added on top of it, I guess. So Sandra Bullock's character, her name is Lucy, and she lost her mother from a very young age. So even at the very beginning, she's kind of talking about how much she believed in wanting a great love story like what her parents had.
And he said to me, "Lucy, your mother gave me a special gift. She gave me the world." Actually, it was a globe with a light in it. But for the romantic that he was, it might as well have been the world.
We cut to her as an adult, and by this point, her father has also recently passed away. This is something very important to the movie because she is someone that doesn't have a lot of close family. So Lucy, who's really obsessed with love, she is deeply in love with someone that she sees at work every day. She works at a train station, and every day she has been in love with this man that she sees but never talks to.
He didn't exactly give me the world. It was a $1.50 train token. But I looked forward to it every single day. He started coming to my booth between 8:01 and 8:15 every morning, Monday through Friday, and he was just perfect.
Merry Christmas to you too. You're beautiful. Will you marry me? I love you.
On Christmas Day, this man she's been in love with, named Peter, falls onto the tracks, and she's the only one who does anything. She saves his life, but he does end up in a coma. She takes him to the hospital, and she's not allowed to go in because she's not family. However, because of a misunderstanding, the staff actually thinks that she's his fiance.
Got here. Hey, down to 14. I'm gonna want to scan this guy. Let's bring this guy down to number 3.
Oh, I was gonna marry him.
See if Dr.
She gets in, and Peter's family comes to visit, all of them, because it is Christmas. She's not able to correct the family from thinking that she's Peter's fiance, and so she feels the need to keep up this lie just to make them happy.
She saved his life.
You saved his life?
Yeah, but
I thought he was pushed off a train platform.
She jumped on the tracks.
You jumped on the tracks?
His family.
She's the fiancée, you idiot.
okay, look, I'm sorry.
I'm awfully sorry because, you know, we
really don't understand.
We haven't seen him for a long time, so we didn't know.
Um,
I'm so glad he found you.
She keeps getting swept up into seeing the family, and they invite her to their Christmas celebrations too. And for someone that has no family like Lucy, it's really hard to refuse. This is where things get pretty messy though, because the people around her, especially one of her closest friends / coworkers / father figures, Jerry, gives her like the worst advice on the planet. He tells her to go along with the lie for now because it wouldn't hurt anyone.
Well, then go along with it. And when Peter comes out of the coma, the family will be so happy they won't care that you lied to them. Now, you tell them now, you might as well shoot Grandma.
But also, the very first night that this happened, Peter's godfather actually hears Lucy confess to Peter about the entire misunderstanding.
Think you should know your family thinks we're engaged. Never been engaged before. This is all very sudden for me. I didn't mean for this to happen. I don't know what to do. When I was a kid, I always imagined what I would be like or where I would be or what I would have when I got older, and you know, it's the normal stuff, you know, I'd have a house and family and things like that. You ever been so alone you spend the night confusing a man in a coma?
So this happens right near the very beginning, but the godfather also tells Lucy that it would hurt the family more if she told them the truth.
Well, since they met you, they figure they have Peter back. They need you, Lucy. Just like you need them.
So we have two people, one close to the family and one of her close friends, who are both telling her not to tell the family and just to go along with it. To pile on to all of this, when Lucy is celebrating Christmas with Peter's family, she meets his brother, Jack. And Jack is immediately suspicious of Lucy. In fact, a good chunk of this movie is Jack being suspicious that Lucy is lying about something.
Oh, the woman that lives in 201.
Know her. I'm dating her.
As Jack continues to interrogate Lucy, you do see a little bit of the spark starting to fly between the two of them. Her accidentally slamming the door in Jack's face, I feel like this moment is really the first actual meet cute of the story. It isn't too long before they're literally falling all over each other, and you can tell that she has feelings for him.
Yeah.
I think we're all right now.
Got it.
All right, Lucy, it's either me or him.
Him?
Mission failed.
She knows that developing feelings for Jack is only piling on to her problems.
Fair. I like Jack,
Who's Jack?
Peter's brother.
So?
So he thinks I'm engaged
To who?
to Peter.
So Jack is going back and forth, kind of accusing Lucy of things. Rightfully so, though, because she is suspicious like the whole movie. But things come to a head when Jack thinks, because of a miscommunication, that Lucy is pregnant.
That's spiked.
Thank God.
You shouldn't have any.
Why not?
Because it's not good for the baby.
Of course, he has to let it be announced in this way. Very classic rom-com. At this point, you're already begging them to just talk to each other and tell each other how they feel, but they're both dancing around it because Lucy has got herself caught up in this lie and Jack is afraid of hurting his brother. So a week into this, on New Year's Day, Peter wakes up from his coma And to add another layer to this wet burrito, because he doesn't recognize Lucy right away, people think that he has amnesia.
Who are you?
Throughout this whole thing, Lucy has wanted to tell the family several times the truth, and the Godfather even told her that he was going to help her, gonna take care of it, but he's kind of just stringing her along too.
I'll take care of it, all right?
Okay.
And I'll do it right now.
Okay.
Come on, right behind you.
Since the Godfather likes Lucy so much, he's trying to tell Peter, like, hey, you got a good thing going on here, like, you should just see how it goes with her. But to make it super clear to the audience that Peter is not the guy you're supposed to root for, they give you little hints of how shitty of a person he is throughout the entirety of the film. First, it's how distant he seems from his family, especially on Christmas Day, and how separated he seems from them. Then you're introduced to Peter's actual girlfriend slash fiance, and you immediately dislike her because of how she's introduced.
Hi, it's Ashley. Lisbon is absolutely gorgeous, but I'm cutting my trip short because I have been doing a lot of thinking, and what the heck, I will marry you.
After Peter wakes up, you get the very clear ick. As he's getting to know Lucy, he tells her,
Took a coma to wake me up. My family loves you. I might as well love you. Will you marry me?
like, what kind of confession is that? Yeah, he broke up with his past girlfriend for this girl that he doesn't remember because his family's telling him to. Yeah, that bodes for a really great future of this relationship. And then right after that, we get this lovely moment between Jack and Peter.
Now, look,
I've never been faithful to a woman.
I'm gonna leave.
Remember the squirrels?
Don't even say it.
First, I knocked them out of their nest with a rock.
Peter.
Then I saved them.
Yeah.
Brother,
Peter thinks he's like a changed man after this experience, but he's really just being a little bit delusional, I think. So starting with the pregnancy scare bit and with Paul waking up, it does feel like it starts to drag on a little bit, just because it's very obvious where it's headed, that this is gonna be between Lucy and Jack, not Lucy and Peter. But of course, in the fashion of the rom-com, they have to continue to have these misunderstandings to pad out the runtime for the last 45 minutes. Jack had come over to Lucy's and she asked him for any reason that she shouldn't marry his brother, which is infuriating already because, girl, he's shitty. Like, Lucy, wake up. He's a shitty person. You don't have to just marry someone just to be married to someone. Besides that, she asked Jack to give her any reason why she shouldn't marry his brother. And he says, I can't give you one.
Can you give me any reason why I shouldn't marry your brother?
I can't.
So, of course, Sandra Bullock's character being the type of, like, she doesn't know she's beautiful kind of character, she thinks that he obviously has zero feelings for her, that she's just delusional. So she decides to go and try and marry Paul. She really has no reason to marry Paul because the main reasons that she gives are the fact that she hasn't done much in life yet. She hasn't gotten to travel like she wanted to. As if getting married to this man is going to change any of that. We get to the wedding scene because, of course, we need a wedding scene so someone can object. But this time it's not just one person objecting. It actually starts with Lucy herself.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join...
I object.
Oh,
I would have to object too.
What about you?
I'm thinking.
And we see the grandma and she's like fine. She's having a great time.
I am in love with your son.
I know.
Not that one. That one.
Jack, what the hell did you do?
I'm very sorry.
So Lucy and Jack confess their feelings for each other, but somehow Paul and his married fiance are still the shittiest people here.
Is engaged to me. I object to this wedding.
Get in line.
And I object to your objection.
Who's that?
Ashley's husband.
You propose to a married woman?
Finally, at the very end, while Lucy is back at work, Jack comes by and drops an engagement ring in front of her with his whole family there. This moment, it's cute, especially the whole like train coin moment, that's cute. But it's still a little weird to watch this when they have known each other for about 2 weeks maybe, at most. Yeah, they have like their second ever kiss at the end here, and then they go to get married, and it's happily ever after. So past all the overplayed miscommunications that drag on, especially in that second half, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I would. Sandra Bullock was so great on screen. My one annoyance was that her character is a very like kind of insecure, doesn't have confidence in herself. And that was like one of the main things about her character. And I guess they play it that way so that, you know, she wouldn't think that she would have these guys falling in love with her. I don't know. But it was just really weird because she's so beautiful and they act like she thinks she's some troll, but her love interest is a man that is over a decade older than her. And I know this is always been a convention of the rom-com, even to this day. The men are usually older than their female counterparts in these films, especially with them getting married at the very end. It just kind of puts a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth, but it's hard not to watch a older rom-com without getting a age gap dynamic like this. Overall, it was a really cute story that doesn't go too heavy on the drama aspect of all of this, and I feel like the main part of this movie really is the comedy part of the rom-com, and I really appreciated that. There was a lot of moments that actually caught me off guard and made me laugh out loud.
I fell in love with you.
You fell in love with me?
I feel like the movie could have ended even with just the proposal, but you know, they have to show the audiences a happily ever after, because otherwise we just wouldn't understand. Overall, I would say it's a pretty fun Christmas movie that's definitely not overplayed. If you ever need a rom-com that really nails the comedy aspect of it and that also stars a young Sandra Bullock, this is one of those. This is one of those for sure. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, please consider giving the video a like and maybe subscribing. If you have any movie suggestions for something you would like to see me review, please leave it down below. I really enjoyed doing this and I definitely want to do more versions of this like random movie picking in the future. So thank you again so much and have an amazing day. You know, when I was little, I always grew up thinking that I would have some of this, you know? A house, a car, family, you know? I didn't expect this. Now I don't know what to do. Do I tell them the truth? I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I looked at you every day and you just always made me so happy. I fell in love with you and now I have no idea what she's saying.